Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's me, Smiley Tori. Hope you all are good. Earlier, I was on Roderick's Lame or Frame as a couple with Captain. We came as runners up against Bearden. It was a good time. So this is my second live today. Woo! Tori twice live. I'm doing my review on Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One. Let's see. So let's start with Revenge of the Sith, of course, because in the order that I'm watching them, that's the one that came first. I absolutely loved it. I totally understand why a lot of you say it's your favorite. Uh, I kind of would have to say that I am leaning more toward a Sith at this moment, only because I understand where Anakin's coming from with his emotions and just wanting to save the love of his life and everyone else. Kind of makes complete sense to me, anyways. I think so. But so besides that, it let's see, made a huge difference. I cried a lot during the movie. I know that probably seems a little odd, but I'm a huge emotional person, so I cried like 12 times probably throughout the movie. Definitely cried when Anakin killed all of the younglings. I cried when Padme died. I cried when Anakin becomes Darth Vader and realizes that Padme had died. I cried when Anakin burns. Um, yeah, let's just say I spent like a good portion of the end of that movie just bawling my eyes out. Um, but before I continue, let's stop and say hello to the chat. So, as always, early Las Cruces, hello Las Cruces. Uh, Big Beaver Comics, when you do tune in for the rewind, hello. Thanks for at least catching that. I'm sorry it's so late. Let's see. Of course, Agu, hello. And Ben, what's up, TK? Of course, Captain, always lurking. Always lurking. Let's see. So, with Revenge of the Sith, though, I definitely I would rewatch that one. It'd probably be my current go-to Star Wars movie if I was gonna watch one. That would definitely be it. Um, when Yoda, like when the Jedi started dying, and Yoda could just feel all of the Force, just like the ripples through the Force going through. I'm definitely a spiritual person, so I could imagine that like having a close bond like that, you would feel that care and all of that. I mean, it's kind of the same idea as like your family. When one of them pass away, you feel that in your heart deep, kind of ripples through you for a while. So I mean, that's you feel that loss for sure. Rogue One, I see why G-Man had me watch that one before I continue on to Episode 4, A New Hope. Um, Makes sense in the timeline for sure, especially considering I started like the first 20 minutes of A New Hope the other day, and then I couldn't stay up, and I was like, well, I need to give this movie a fair shot. So, Rogue One, though, it was intense. Definitely not what I was expecting in the timeline, but it was good for what it is and definitely gives you a different outlook. Um, Brings the timeline kind of all together. I guess until I watch the other three, I won't know for sure on how well brings together the timeline. But as of right now, the whole introduction into the Death Star, which I knew at least what that was for not ever watching Star Wars. I guess let's see. What about Rogue One? The ending was pretty good. Sad. It's just always so sad. Uh, Another one that with my I don't think I picked the right time to start watching Star Wars with everything going on in the world right now, anyways. And I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, so really, I don't know why it took me so long to watch any of these. Let's be real honest here. And then I end up comparing a lot of it to some of the stuff going on and whatnot, and Captain just laughs at me all the time because that's what I'm comparing it to on a constant basis. Is just like, hey, so this is like exactly kind of like this is what's going on right now, and he just shakes his head at me. But back to the movies. So Rogue One, I was sad that you didn't get as much of the like Jedi's, but I guess with them all pretty much being gone, besides two currently, I believe it is, won't get to see much of them. But it's still like that's always my favorite part of the good fight scenes. Like, let's be honest, I like action in movies. That's always the best part. I'm excited to start a New Hope. That's for sure. However, I heard I've got to go from like the good CGC to when they were making sounds themselves. So this should be interesting. I hope that I can at least stay focused enough and I'm at least into the movie enough that that won't be an issue for me at all. And I won't end up with a biased review. Let's see. So what else? I mean, I learned a lot of key things. So the twins being born, I imagine that that's eventually gonna. Well, I know that that's Luke and Princess Leia, so that should be fun. I just couldn't imagine twins being split up like that, and how you wouldn't know that you have a twin out there because you know they always say that you have the twin senses, so you'd imagine that they would have sensed the other one at some point. Maybe they do. I guess I really don't know. So I guess real quick, do any of you that are watching have any questions about my opinion on any of those two movies that I have recently watched? Do now's your time to ask and I'll get them answered. And always, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Trying to get up to 200 so I can do another giveaway soon. Let's see. What else? New Hope. Chewbacca is pretty cool. I actually did not know that Chewbacca wasn't like a species, that it was an act like he's a person, I guess. Until the movies this whole time before I started watching them, I thought that Chewbacca was the species. Ooh, my favorite character so far would have, well, eh, Anakin would have to be my favorite character currently, only because, like I said, I can understand that wanting to give anything just to save your family and not realizing that you're being selfish in the fact that you just want to save them. And that's ultimate selfishness. But Anakin's my favorite. However, that may change. Darth Vader might not end up being my favorite later on in the movies, but currently Anakin was my favorite character. And then next to him would have to be Yoda. I like Yoda, but who doesn't like Yoda? I mean, come on, all green characters are just my thing. I like that Yoda is like the ultimate master, but he's quiet about it and doesn't gloat that he's like the ultimate dark side. Yeah, dark side.
What? I thought I was your favorite character.
I thought it was different. Kind of weird. Las Cruces for sure. It was just kind of threw it off. I do like that immediately though. The like New Hope where it started was immediately like where that ended. I did enjoy that part, like I said, because I got the first 20 minutes, so that worked out good. Are you coming in here with me, Cap, or are you just standing out there to the sideline?
Oh, let's stay off to the sidelines and just do a little smart ass remarks here and there.
Oh yeah, because that's what you're good at. Anyways, let's see. I don't know. The movies are bad for like what they are. I don't really complain about CGC or any of that because it takes so much work to make a movie in general. So like what we think might be crap, we don't know people's budgets, what truly is their heart and soul. Like we might think it's a shit piece, but in their minds, that's their ultimate masterpiece. And I feel like you shouldn't.
So your next set is what? New Hope next?
Yes, I'm super stoked for New Hope.
So really, all the other movies that you've watched have all come out in like the 2000s or whatever, where the graphics are a whole lot better than what New Hope is, you know. But for what New Hope is, that was the greatest thing of the time. Going to the movie theater, seeing lightsabers and space fights, you know.
I do feel like I have gypped myself in some way by watching them like this because of the simple fact that I don't get that huge experience of seeing it all on the big screen and that big, like
Right.
the music rolling through and the big old sound system. Like you don't get that full like feeling like you're part of the movie. Like you do to some degree, but not as much as you would in the theater. Does that make sense? So I really feel
Right.
like I kind of chipped myself on that ordeal.
Well, the good thing is your next series is
Your favorite fight scene or the scene itself? Ooh, Captains in Star Wars. Sometimes. Let's
I
see.
am
Favorite
Captain
scene
Han
or scene
Solo.
itself.
Oh,
My one of my favorite scenes in Revenge of the Sith is where Padme is standing in like what would be her living room or her talking room, I guess, or whatever. And Anakin is over in the Jedi Council room and they're both looking out the window and you can just like feel the sense of like just lost hopelessness and like feeling helplessness and just wanting that comfort but not knowing how to get that comfort, I guess, just makes you feel at a loss. Like that longing that's just there but isn't there. That would be have to be one of my favorite scenes. And then my favorite fight scene. Um hmm,
well, you gotta say the Revenge of the
the
Sith.
Chancellor and Yoda was a good one. The little fight scene there.
Mace Windu.
When he loses his arm, that was pretty crazy. And he just like shoots big old lightning bolts out his hand. Like, stuff like that. Well, I keep hoping I'll wake up with some superpowers one day other than super mom, but it's
Right.
just not happening. Um,
Yeah, for me, it would have to be the whole understanding, you know, Obi-Wan and Anakin's fight. You know.
yeah, no, that okay, so that would have to be my first favorite scene. Like I really my second favorite scene is where they're staring out at the windows for sure, because I just love like that whole I guess understanding behind it, but for sure when Anakin and Obi-Wan fight and it's all intense and Obi-Wan like you can tell it hurts his heart to have to be
Right.
fighting Anakin, and it just breaks him. Like you can feel that intensity, and to actually feel the intensity in a movie is very, very, very important. Harley poster in the background. There's tons of Harley Quinn. I got her there. I got her there. I got her there. I got her there. I got all kinds of different Harley Quinns. What do you mean? Tons. Your heart broke? Yeah. It was definitely. Oh, yeah. You're supposed to be the chosen one, and you're pretty much failing us all. And then Anakin just doesn't care. And when he grabs Padme by the neck and just throws her because he feels like he's just ultimately betrayed, I could see being blinded so much by your beliefs and your thoughts and your own mind to truly bring that onto somebody.
I remember when you were watching it and you were telling me, "Tell me he doesn't kill no kids."
And you're like, I can't tell you nothing. And I was like, oh my God. And then I started, Mom, why'd you tell that? That means like, you
Oh
could
my
have
god!
told me I would have skipped over that 2 minutes.
Well, that's how he had to make
I
sure his
know.
loyalty to the dark side.
It's like being in a game. You gotta do some crazy shit.
Right?
Yes. I don't know. That definitely it hurt my heart. You're 13 when you saw it, Ben. I think I was like 9 or 10 when the Clone Wars came out because I remember that being like a huge thing and it was coming into theaters and everybody was talking about it. It's so exciting and I was just like, I don't even think I watched a Star Wars movie. That's not my thing. That's weird.
Yeah, I had to rewatch all the animated Clone Wars, catch up on that. I'm still trying to catch up
Yeah,
on
and
all
you
that.
said like so the Order 66. That's all like if I go when I go back and watch the animated series, I'll learn
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Like I understand that it was clearly like Jedi
Kill
Annihilation,
all
but
Jedi's and that one guy.
the story that leads up to it is in those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm curious enough that I'm gonna go back and watch all the animated series. So that's a good sign. I'm gonna continue on. So I guess
Well,
I would imagine
regular
that
movies.
Boba Fett's gonna come up eventually, right? Like he was a little boy, his dad's died, and he's just disappeared, and I haven't seen him since. Is he gonna reappear, or is he just dead?
Yeah, no, he appears.
He reappears. Okay. Yeah. And then R2D2. I know that he's like been an important character, but now he's like the important character type thing.
Right.
That's just crazy. Poor guy.
See, I grew up with Boba Fett, not Jango Fett. I had no idea who he was. Or anything like that. Like, oh, that's your daddy? Oh, you're a bounty hunter. Oh, I see. I get all this.
Every time I think of Boba Fett, I think of MC Chris and his songs. That he goes, my backpack's got jets. And that's what I think of every time as MC Chris. I know that's probably horrible. Love this scene. Oh yeah. So I guess I'm excited for New Hope, and then what are the other ones that I'm watching after that? I guess I don't know all the names.
It'll be New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Empire Strikes Back. I guess I'm curious to understand why they got to strike back if they're already like now in charge. The Empire pretty much took over. And then okay, so yeah, now is it the Chancellor's Empire or is it Vader's Empire or is it their empire together? I guess.
Well,
and then
Vader's
he was the Emperor.
So you just gotta think of him as like an ultimate killing machine. I just call you up, hey, you go take care of this part of the galaxy and that part and this and that.
So the Chancellor's now the Emperor, though, right? I have that correct?
Right.
Okay. Just to be sure I'm keeping like this all straight in order. That's a lot to take in.
Right. And you see him throughout the things too, getting more.
Does he get more disgusting looking?
Oh yeah. Your reaction.
Well, yeah, because he's already like. If I was a kid, that probably would have gave me nightmares. I'd be like, "Oh my god, don't let the Chancellor get me in my sleep, please."
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I was just trying to make eye contact. You know that whole thing. But so do you have any questions for me? What do you think? I think that I should not have to rewatch the same movie 4 times, but let's be honest here. Revenge of the Sith, I started that movie 5 times before I made it through the whole thing, and my cousin flat out was like, dude, if I have to hear the same part of the movie anymore, I'm going to kill you in your sleep. We ain't messing around.
Just finish watching it.
Ooh, was that the first one she's ever watched, TK, or has she seen others? Or did you have her start kind of the way that I'm starting on the movies? That's what I'm curious about. But I also brought some books to show you guys. So I got my first book of 2021. I don't know if you were with Shorty and I live the other night for Double Trouble short stuff, because that's what we do. But I finally got my A-Force #1. First one she ever watched. Ooh, so are you gonna have her watch #2, TK, and continue on the journey, or are you just slowly easing it in instead of just throwing it all at her at once? That's the real question. This weekend. Yeah, I'm on my days off, so I'm going to watch New Hope when I'm done with this live here in a few, and then tomorrow maybe get through another episode 5. So I do episode 4 and 5, and then I'll just continue doing my reviews every 2 and kind of catch you up. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I feel Like, I really just cheated myself waiting so long. Like I said, I didn't go watch them in theaters. I didn't get to see it live. I now understand why, like, I always made a joke with Steve because he's a Star Wars guy that, like, I'm waiting on my Hogwarts letter. But I mean, if Sapphire's the chosen one and she becomes a Jedi, that's cool too, I guess. I suppose. I mean, it's not as cool as being a freaking witch or wizard. But now I could understand why the Star Wars franchise has made it as big as, like, all the other franchises.
Oh, yeah. Merchandise.
Like, you grew up with Star Wars, so, like, I get why.
I kind of grew up with both Star Trek and Star Wars, you know. Star Wars was on the screen, movie screens, and Star Wars was more on TV,
That makes sense.
you know.
I guess. I don't know. I just had, like, the Harry Potter books, and those were a huge, huge ordeal. And I watched all the movies. And then, so, like, I've just always been like that. I'm a nerd, but I'm not that nerdy, is what I've always said my whole life. But now, like, let's just be honest here. I'm like, if they had a cape for a super nerd, I'd wear it all the time. But so yeah, well, that's my quick review on Star Wars. I will be watching some more. Also, be watching out. TK should be able to go live soon. I know it's almost hashtag free TK time.
Is he out of jail yet?
He's about to be.
All right.
I do believe. I think he's got like 2 weeks left or a week left or something crazy. I know it's coming up. He just dropped some videos today. Like I said, we were on Lame or Frame. Captain this Friday is going to be on
The Hunt on Tony Sanders' channel.
Okay, so that, and it's like a comic book
Should check it out.
show of some
Wife
sort.
might be showing up on that one.
I don't know. I hear he has a tag team partner because it's like a wrestling game show. But so there's that going on, and then I'll be doing another couple of videos soon. But thank you guys all for joining. Talk to you later. Have fun and have a great night.